What's going on, guys? Trav here, and we are back with yet another video. And in today's video, I got a story time for you guys. It's a pretty cool one, and as you probably read by the title and thumbnail, this is a story time on how I met LIL UZI VERT, who is one of my favorite artists, which is pretty cool to see. It was a huge bucket list item, and honestly, I never thought I would be able to do it. Today, I am walking around, as you can tell by the moving background, and I will be retracing my steps. I have the day off today, as well as I had the day off at the time when I met him, which was last Tuesday, July 29th. This will be coming out whatever, Tuesday the 5th, I believe, is the correct date. I'll be retracing my steps today, showing you guys everything, and documenting the story. I've told a bunch of people this story already, so hopefully I don't miss anything. If I do, I'll obviously add a little editing note in it. Hold on, gotta run across the street so I don't get slipped. We'll be retracing our steps today, so I will pick up when we get to the first part of the video. So as you guys might know, I live in South Philly. If you saw my move-in vlog, you guys would have seen that or had more details about that. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. I'll drop a link down in the description. But I live in South Philly, and there's a lot of places to go around South Philly, but the biggest thing is South Street, which is what I'm currently on right now. You can find anything and everything here, and I'm talking from adult stores to a million vape shops to a bunch of cheesesteak places to German restaurants. It's pretty cool. And good old classic fine wine and good spirits. I like walking down South Street just because there's a lot of things to see and do. And so now let's go back to last Tuesday when the story takes place. If you guys saw in my moving vlog, there's just a broken washer dryer unit in our front hall, which is also my office area. And my roommate's been trying to get rid of it. He needed contractors to come pick it up, and it just so happened on that day the contractors came and picked it up. They were due to come in at 11 a.m., which they got there at, I believe, 10:58. So good on them for being on time. As a contracted person, I know sometimes it is hard to do that. They got there at 10:58. I was still in bed, laying down, just watching YouTube or a movie or something, and I really did not want to be there while they were there. I heard them go upstairs. I snuck out the back door, put my running shoes on, not to go on a run or anything, but just to walk, make it a little more comfortable for me, and I started walking down South Street. Normally, I'll go in different directions just to explore. I haven't gone east on South Street yet. I've been down it a million times, but in living here, I have not walked east on South Street yet. Wanted to do that, and that's what I did. South Street is just crazy. Like I said, there's everything and anything here. Super bustling part of the city as well. Pretty cool. When I say I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm just straight walking. I got nothing to do, nowhere to go. More like nowhere in particular. Not planning on buying anything, but I do like looking in the stores. Like there's a million jewelry stores to look at. That's what I like to do, is just walk, look in the stores, check out what's going on, and yeah, just kind of aimlessly. Sometimes life is more fun when you don't have a destination and you're just walking around, you know? Now this brings us to the part in the story, which is the cool part. Right now, I'm just about to hit the 4th and South intersection. Let me show y'all. This is where we are at. 4th and South. We got Milk Boy right here and Jim's Steaks right there. Great cheesesteak place, by the way. But as we're walking up to the corner right here across the road, obviously it's not here right now, but in this little area right here, I saw a cool car. And this is no ordinary car. Again, this is the back of it. This thing is, let me tell you, it's a tank. I'll put a picture up on the screen of what it looks like from the backside. I'm walking, I see that, and I say, hold up, wait a minute, I recognize that car. And so I walk across the street, and if it's the car that I thought it was, which it ended up being, on the front of the grill, it has a number, and that number is 16. I keep walking up here. I'm across the street now, and basically, I look back at the car, which was right here. I'll throw a picture up on the screen now, and I just wanted to see if it had that number on it. Because again, the car is very, like, not normal, I guess is the best way to describe that. Normal civilian wouldn't have it. I don't even know how many they made total. I see that, I go, oh my gosh, that's Uzi's car. Keep walking down the street, just trying to think, like, what could he possibly be doing here? We keep walking, we keep walking. I hit about 1st Street or 2nd Street maybe, go a couple more blocks down. Then I turn around because I'm gonna just go home at this point. It might have been enough time for them to potentially clear out that washer dryer. It's also hot out. If I still have the picture, I'll throw it up now of the temperature, and I believe it was 96 degrees on that day. Super, super hot. So I'm walking back. I get to about 3rd Street, right here where I am now. And then I remember this car is diagonal from where Milk Boy is. And I remember that Milk Boy is a super famous studio. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Uzi is in the studio. I might have to sit around and wait a little bit. When I initially spot the car, it's about 11:15-ish. Once I realize that he might be at Milk Boy, take a couple more laps and just loops around, just trying to figure out, oh, should I wait what's he doing? It's about 11:30ish or so by the time that I decide, hey, it's 11:30. Like, if he's in the studio at Milk Boy, he'll probably be out by 12, maybe 12:30ish. I do a couple more loops just while I'm waiting and trying to figure out what I want to do. And basically, I get to Theater of the Living Arts. We get right out here. At the time, it said Rip Ozzy, which rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. Outside the Theater of the Living Arts, there's these two doors with these little stoops. So I say, oh, this looks like a nice place to sit. At the time, there were 3 cars here. There was this big tank that was right there. There was a Ford Expedition that was right there. And then a BMW that was right there. And then across the street, there were 2 cars. But this is the little vantage point that I had. As you might be able to see right there, right above my finger, that is where Milk Boy is. And I believe the studio is either upstairs or in the back or something. I'm not entirely sure. But basically, I sit down here, I'm posted up. At the time, it's probably about 11:45-ish or so. By the time I finally actually sit down and decide, I'll wait here for a little bit. We're sitting here. It's pretty comfortable. It's in the shade. Thankfully, it was super breezy at the time, because if it wasn't, it would have been super hot. I'm just sitting here. I posted on Twitter in one of the communities that I saw his truck and that I thought at the time, again, he was at Milk Boy studio. Of course, in retrospect, this is now incorrect. He was never in Milk Boy. Got the community super hyped, and that was super cool. Got a bunch of Twitter likes. For the next couple hours, I became the main on-the-ground reporter for the Uzi community with what he was doing here. It was super cool. I was basically like TMZ for 4 or 5 hours, which is really cool. I really like doing that. I've also texted all my friends here. They're all like, yo, you gotta wait and get a picture. Yo, go home, grab a vinyl and get him to sign it. And I'm like, I don't think I want to get a vinyl signed, but I'm definitely down to stay for a little bit and get a picture. At the time, my phone's pretty low battery-wise. My phone's at like 50% when I started because I did not charge it overnight. Hands up, that's on me. I accidentally fell asleep with it unplugged, so that was not ideal. And then I did not realize in the morning that it was at 50%. Battery's already super low, not ideal. I'm sitting here. Eventually, it gets to like 12:30, and I'm like, all right, I don't know how much longer I want to stay here. I know these recording sessions could last all day. He's got people in the cars, and all the cars are idling, so I kept thinking, surely he has to be done soon, right? That was not the case, unfortunately. We'll get into that, but we're sitting here. It's like 12:30 at this point. My phone's now at about 20% or 30% or something like that. It's getting low, and I say, all right, bet. I'm gonna wait here until 1 p.m. If he's not out of here by 1, I'm out of here. And I have other better things that I could be doing rather than sitting here and waiting for who knows how long, because I have not seen him at this point. It's just me assuming that he's in Milk Boy recording music, just kind of like losing hope. I'm thinking it's not really worth my time just to be here. Eventually it gets to be like 1:15-ish. My phone is super close to dying. It's at like 19% or something like that, because I've just been scrolling Twitter the whole time. That way I'm not just sitting here doing nothing. Listening to music like I'm doing now and scrolling Twitter. I'm texting one of my boys. I'm like, dude, I think I gotta leave. Like, I haven't seen him at all. I don't really know how long he's gonna be in there. He could be in there until like 8 p.m. and it's just not worth my time. And he's like, dude, you gotta wait, dude. He's your favorite artist. You gotta check him out. You gotta see. I'm like, all right, I'll give him a couple more minutes. I'll give him till 1:30. If I don't see anything by 1:30, I'm out of here. So I wait. It gets to be about 1:25-ish. My phone is at like 15%. I'm like, all right, I gotta leave. I gotta get out of here. Out of the Expedition, one of his guys gets out of the truck and walks across the street and goes into the jewelry store. So he gets out from where that caddy is, walks across the street, and then goes into Shane's right there, as you can see. And so I start to think to myself, that's kind of odd. Why is he going into the jewelry store? I'm pretty sure Uzi's in the studio. Is there a possibility of him being in that jewelry store and somehow I missed him going from Milk Boy to the jewelry store? So I get up, walk over here, just so I have a view into the store. And I'm like, might as well take a look, you know? See what's going on in there. I look across into the window and I just see his pink hair, thinking to myself, oh my god, it's actually Lil Uzi. He's actually here. It's not just someone with his car. This is crazy. I actually see him. And this is the first time I've ever actually seen him with my eyes. I've never been to a Uzi concert or seen him on the street or anything else. I've only ever seen pictures of him. I'm like locked in at this point. I'm like, wow, I gotta wait this out. Surely he can't be in this store for too much longer. You know what I mean? That was not the case, unfortunately. At this point, I text all my friends. I'm like, oh my god, I actually see him. I took a picture as well of him through the window. I'll throw it up on the screen. I was like, oh my god, I see Uzi. He's actually here. He's in the jewelry store, not the studio. I don't know if he was in the studio beforehand or if he was just only in the jewelry store. I don't know. But from at least 11 a.m. or 11:15-ish till 1 at that point, he was in the jewelry store. store. And all my friends are like, oh my God, you have to wait this out. You have to wait this out and you have to get a picture. And I was like, yeah, unfortunately you're right. Like, this is the best possible chance that I have to meet Uzi and get a picture with him. Surely he's gonna be out of here sooner rather than later. It won't be too long. It's 1:30 at this point. The cars are still idling. One of the cars actually crosses and goes to the other side of the street. So I'm like, oh, this is great news. This means he's popping out of here so soon. And boy, was I wrong. So maybe about 10 minutes after I text all my friends, like, wow, I actually see him. I get back up off of my little step, walk over to the spot where I could look into the store and just kind of idle there for a little bit. My phone is at like 15%, so I actually turned it off to try and save battery because I'm thinking he can't be in there too much longer, which I was definitely wrong about. So I'm just posted up right here. Again, this is my little view into the store. This is what we're seeing with the store right there. What we got going on. It gets to the point where my phone's about to die. Again, I really have to go to the bathroom. So I sprint home. I live about maybe 3/4 of a mile to a mile away from here. I am on my horse trying to get home and back before he comes out and leaves. I'm not even gonna lie, I was super nervous that he was just gonna dip out while I was gone and I would have just wasted all that time for nothing. But luckily that was not the case. I hit like 1.5 miles, like total distance wise, in about 15 minutes or so. So I was cooking to get there and back in time. And again, super nervous that I'm gonna miss him. Luckily, when I got to like halfway between 4th and 5th Street, I could see that his car was still there. So I knew I was still good. And while I was home, went to the bathroom, hydrated, and grabbed a big portable charger that I could just charge my phone on while I was out here waiting. Came back to the little spot that I'm in now, just hanging out here. At this point, it's probably like 2:30 or so. There are a couple people that started to show up because they'd seen my tweets. There's a group of 4 people, as well as one kid with 2 vinyls that he wanted to get signed. I kind of just have my headphones on, I'm doing my own thing. He's just standing over there. At this point too, Uzi had gone into the back room where I assume he was either designing something or looking at more stuff. I don't know what he was doing back there, but you couldn't see him inside the store itself. The one kid with the vinyl comes over to me and goes, yo, are you here for Uzi? Is he still here? I'm like, yeah, he's here, dude. I was the one that actually posted about it on Twitter. Like, oh, I didn't see that on Twitter. One of my friends saw it and told me to come. And I was like, all right, dude, I don't really care, to be honest with you. Good luck getting your vinyl signed. It's like, yeah, Uzi's not a really nice person. And I was like, that is the exact opposite thing that I've heard. From everything that I have seen on social media, when there's like fans and stuff, he'll take a couple minutes to say hi to the fans or take pictures or something like that. I don't know, maybe he's just had bad experiences. And he's like, yeah, when I was in New York, I tried to get him to sign these vinyls like 30 times outside the studio. I was like, well, there's your answer of why he's not a nice person. He probably doesn't want to be bothered by you, dude. We're still waiting here. The other kids over there come up to me and go, yo, is Uzi here? And I was like, yeah, he's here. I was the one that posted about it. At this point too, maybe like half an hour before they showed up, he had actually come to the window and came outside. Again, I took a picture of it, posted it on Twitter, and that got a lot of traction. People were like, oh my God, it's actually Uzi. No way, no way. What I'm saying, like, got a lot of traction. Like, big outlets posted it too, which was pretty cool. And all the Uzi fan pages posted it, and it was in a bunch of Discords and stuff like that. So I'm telling you, like, I'm pretty sure I had almost 200,000 like total impressions from these couple tweets, which was super cool. Again, playing TMZ reporter for a day, very cool. I enjoyed doing it. They showed up, I'm hanging out here. Eventually, it's like 4 o'clock at this point, and he finally comes out, and I take a video of him coming out. I'll add that into the video now. And when he comes out, he's trying to get into the car. The actual car that he is getting into blocks off the intersections so that way he can cross and get in safely, of course. He doesn't have any bags or anything. I walk up to him and go, yo, Uzi, can I get a picture? He definitely doesn't want to take pictures. He's trying to get his people into the car. I guess he's like, all right, dude, whatever. And so luckily, get to get a picture with him. I'll put the picture that I took with him on the screen now. One of the cooler things that I've done is do this whole thing. The other group of 4 kids next to me, I'll get a picture with him. The kid with the vinyl goes, yo, Uzi, can you sign my vinyl? Uzi looks over at the guy and goes, wait a minute, I know you from New York. Let's just say he didn't get his vinyl signed, nor a picture. The fact that Uzi recognizes you from New York is not a good sign in my opinion. So, sucks for him. I don't know if he actually saw my tweet and immediately came from New York or what. The crowd here wasn't super big. It was just us 6 or so. There were a couple people that would like filter in here and there, in and out. I was the one that stayed for the longest. also all the people walking by, it was fun to listen to them talk about his car, because again, never probably seen that car on the streets. I don't even know how much of a production model they made that car, but basically that's the entire story. Thankfully I got a picture with him. I was the first person to get a picture. That was awesome. Didn't just waste 5 hours standing around for nothing. I posted that picture on Twitter and it got over 1,000 likes, which is really cool. Most liked thing that I've ever gotten on any social media post. That's super cool. After that, walked home, took a nice cold shower and relaxed, and just was trying to comprehend and understand what had just happened, because it felt like a little bit of a fever dream the entire time, just because he's my favorite artist and I never thought I'd have the opportunity to do that. So that was super cool. Thank you guys for tuning into my story time. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I tried my best to make it as least cluttered as possible and precise detail wise, but I'm sure I missed something here and there. Probably nothing too important. If you did enjoy the story time and you'd like to see more story times, let me know down in the comments, and also leave a like if you enjoyed. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. I post at least 2 new videos every week. That wraps up today's video, and I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for checking out my video today. It's been your boy Trav, and I will catch you in a video soon, and maybe a new story time also soon. Later. Oh, also, moral of the story, make sure your phone's charged in the morning. You never know what you're gonna find when you go out on a walk. See you guys later.